The marketing mix, it's like a set of elements that companies uses to like influence the needs of those target customers. It consists of the general P's, which are the 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. And also it extends to like 7 P's when it comes to like the services. But generally, these are like the most important 4 P's that you can use to make even like the process more efficient and more effective. And we're going to go through it more when it comes to the all-female launching campaign. Yeah, so when it comes first with the product or like the service, of course, at the beginning we wanted to make sure that we are delivering the right products with good quality and everything. This was in the picture, the identity of the female taxi, of course, with pink and everything. So yeah, so at the beginning, before you actually like launch your product or service or anything and start those marketing campaigns and so on, you need first to make sure that you're actually delivering the promise the promise for the customers. So at the beginning, what we did is that we wanted to ensure the quality of the service. So we started first with the process of registering the drivers, training them to use the application, and especially that it was actually new for women to actually drive taxis. So we really tried to focus on the process, making sure that everything is going fine, doing different kind of tests. And of course, after the training and everything, also we help them in terms of painting the car and so on. After this, when things are started to go well, here it comes to define what are you going to do to let people actually to know about this service. So here it comes the marketing campaign and like the launching for the service, which we're going to talk more about it later on. The second P is the place. So the place, it describes like the channels that you use or like the platforms that you use actually to deliver this product or this service. So of course, the service is going to be in the application. So it was already added in the app with the pink car. And when it comes to where this service is going to be located in the country, we decided first to start it in Muscat, which is the capital city of Oman. And that was for different reasons, away from the fact that like based on the research results, 62% of those targeted groups are actually based in Muscat, and this city, like it has the highest population, and there is like the centralization of the government, the private employers in Muscat government, which makes it like the best place to start such a service. So that's why we started it there. And then when it comes to the third P, which is the price, of course, there are different tactics or different strategies of how can you define the price, which is like the cost of using the service or the product. So yeah, as I said, there are different kind of strategies. Sometimes it depends on the costs of making the product or the service itself, and so other things. But here what we did for the service, even though based on the results of the questionnaire that 40% of this target group are like even willing to pay extra to get such service, but we decided to start this the service with the same like the original, or let's say the economy service in OTaxi. And that's basically because people here in Oman are really price sensitive. This is first. And second, because this is like a new concept and like it's a new service, we didn't want to make it like too high so that people will really like hesitate actually to use or like to try the service. Yeah, so that's why we stick with the same economy price. But like in the later stages, we changed the price in one of the other regions, like after the expansion and so on. So yeah, it's like, it depends on like different variables of how can you actually define the price. After the price, it comes the fourth P, which is the promotion. And for the promotion, of course, here it comes the part of how you're going to advertise the service or the product to people, letting them know about it. We decided here to go with the 360 strategy. 360 marketing strategy is like a plan, a comprehensive plan that combines both the traditional marketing, like the offline marketing, and the online marketing, or like the digital marketing. So here it's like you are trying to target people in different platforms from different channels. Why it's important to do this? Because there are like different kind of audiences that you will find, for example, in the digital world. From those you can find like offline. And for us, and not to just go in like one side. So that's why we did like a 360 marketing campaign, trying to focus on different channels. So away from the application itself, we tried to use influencers through social media, trying to do some digital ads on ground, like PR, CRM, and so on. Which we're going to talk more about it. And when it comes to promotion, there are actually like some steps that you can follow so that you can come up with like good ideas so that your campaign can be successful. So first of all, you need to start your plan with defined goals. You need to understand why you're doing this campaign. You need then to understand and define your target audience, and then you need to create the right message and to come up with ideas of how you're going to deliver like the message to these people. And then of course you start the execution and the implementation part, and at the end, of course, you need to measure the performance of this campaign. Is it really going well or not? So you need to identify, for example, the KPIs, and you need to analyze the results that you have. So in more details, when we go to the first step, and this was like before the campaign. So we start with you start your plan with a defined goals, and here we are really focusing on what is called the marketing funnel, which is like the purchasing cycle that consumers go through, and it really like simplifies the customer journey for the company to follow it. So here at the beginning, people they get aware about what you have, then they might start to consider it, then you can then acquire them, and after that, how can you make sure that they are actually using it, and how can you make them loyal for you? So there are different like tactics or activities that you can do in each stage. So for example, in awareness, you can, for example, use billboards, you can use social media, influencer marketing, printouts, many other different things. Also for the consideration, after they know about you, how can you make them actually like they have an interest on using your product or your service? And after that, when you already acquire them, what can you do? So you can, for example, do digital ads. You can still use influencers. You can start the CRM, trying to push them, giving them some kind of offers, just for them to actually use the application, for example, the application in our case. And then we have the retention. Okay, how can you keep this user with you? So you really need to manage the quality of the service or the product that you are offering. You can use some CRM tactics, trying to, for example, to boost them to actually use it, trying to give them some rewards. You can also do some retargeting ads. You can do different kind of offers, segmented offers. And it's like really a big world. There are different tactics of how can you do that. And at the end, we have the loyalty, in which you can do like a reward program, so that you can keep those users closer to you, so they can keep using your service or like your product. So yeah, so here, after you identify what is your goal. So for example, here when it comes to the all-female service, of course, people, they still don't know that this service is here. So here it comes like, so the awareness is like the main objective here. Of course, the other things then it can follow through the journey. But yeah, for the all-female campaign, we can say that the awareness was like the most important objective here. So our objective in general, it was, of course, the new service official launch. We wanted to reveal the car for people, the pinkish car. We wanted to create a marketing buzz because it's already like a new concept and it's a big thing in the country that we can have this service. So we really want people like to know about this, keeping them talking about this. And of course, we need to increase more awareness even when it comes to the female drivers, because of course we need more drivers so that we can at the end deliver the service well for the customers. Okay, so after you identify what is your goal, it comes the second step, which is understanding and defining your target audience. And here, like we can, let's say one of the tips that you can do is always try to be closer to your audience. How can you do that? There are different ways of how can you do this. For example, one of the things that we use is the social media. We always try to listen to customers and what they say. Sometimes even like in the post, they address some problems or some issues that can be like a potential or like an opportunity actually to improve the service. So sometimes you don't really need to do like a big research and do like a big investment. Like for example here, the case, because it was like a new service, we had to go like extra mile and trying to like study the market, study the people and so on. But sometimes you can do like small things. For example, let's say you want to target students. So what can you do is that you need to identify what are the needs of the students, what are the pain points, the problems that they face, so that you can actually solve this problems by your product or your service. So yeah, there are different things that you can do, trying to listen to people, trying to identify the problem, building personas. Yeah. And yeah, of course, you need to understand their needs. And then, of course, you need to create campaigns based on those audience. So, for example, you are targeting a student. Of course, you're gonna create something that can be relevant to those to the students. Yeah, so it's really important to tailor like the message or the offer that you do for this segment. So here, for example, for this all-female campaign, even though we did like a market study and also we try to be closer to customers and even through the support center and so on, we already found that there is like a need for the service. And since it's actually like a new concept in the country, this campaign was not only like targeting women, it was also targeting also males, because at the end, they are like the fathers of these women, husbands, sons. Yeah. And in general, when it comes to the age, let's say 18 to 70 years old. Okay. So after you understand and you define your target audience, it comes the third step, which is creating the right message. And here, of course, it comes the stage of how can you actually like come up with ideas to actually deliver this message. And for this campaign, it was not just a new service, but it was actually like a new concept here. So that's why we did that. Like the slogan of this campaign, it was actually like ready for pink. And here, yeah, so here, when it comes to the ideas and how can you like create the message, there are some things that you can do. For example, don't limit yourself to one industry or one source. So one of the things that we do, trying to get ideas for any campaigns or any marketing activities, is that we go to the competitors, let's say the international brands, for example Uber, Lyft, trying to see what do they do in social media, let's say, in any campaigns that they do, and you can really learn a lot from them. But here, yani, don't limit only yourself only on this industry. Sometimes you can go to the other industries. So for example, there are some accounts that we always follow them, even when it comes to the food industry, for example, the cars industry. Yeah, so you can get ideas even from them and trying to link it to your business. Also, one of the tips is define keywords and try to link between things. So for the all female, for example, we try to think about what women in general are focusing on. So women really like to, for example, to achieve. They have dreams, they have different things. So we tried to link those keywords with the service itself so that we can come up with any idea or like any message that we deliver when it comes to the all female service. And yeah, don't limit your imagination. You can always go crazy. You can do different things to capture people. And there are like different sources that you can actually use to get ideas. For example, we have the Pinterest. You can get different ideas there. Ads of the world, it's a very rich source when it comes to ads from around the world. And also YouTube, you can see different things. Yeah, just for the sake of time, I'm not gonna really open the spreadsheet, but here you will actually like find how we we were actually brainstorming for this campaign, and it's like an Excel sheet full of keywords, full of different things. Yeah, so you can always like start step by step, and then like the message or like the idea, it will be built at the end.